Ryan and Chris here with your live show. Of course, these shows coming at different times. We're just trying different things out, trying to squeeze them into our schedule, squeeze them into your schedule, and of course, at the same time, deliver every single day. No excuses, just free picks. I love the guys that are just like, well, I was out of town, I was hungover, I was hanging out with my buddies, I missed it, you know? It's like,
I have COVID.
Why is my show not doing well? You know, it's like, I wonder why, you know? I wonder why. But anyways, yeah, COVID, 8th case, you know, 8th time, power outage, hurricane, tornado, blizzard, roller coaster.
My dog ate my homework.
Yeah, dog ate homework, whatever. All happened. Yeah, anyways, man, exciting baseball games again yesterday. I gotta say, Chris, you know, we're going to leave Brian out of this part of the conversation. So,
when a little chalky.
When a routine, it was super chalky. The results were super chalky. But when a routine pop fly gets hit to an outfielder, right? Like just a pop fly to center field. What percentage of the time is that ball caught?
I'd say 95 to 98, 99.
I'd have to say, I think between 99.5% and 100%. I think it might even be higher.
I don't know why I said 95.
I think it might even be higher than that.
99.5% at least.
Yep. Well, it's going to take a little more money to get the Phillies to catch those. That was as big of a break as they got on Sunday with a routine ground ball scoring 2 runs. That drop pop fly in center field pretty much defines that organization for the last 10 years, since the last time they were relevant.
How big a day did Harper have yesterday?
Well, it doesn't matter. See, there it is again.
They blew.
You know, there it is. You know, individual stats in a team sport. How many World Series rings does Harper have?
Well, they blew they blew it. The Phillies blew it yesterday, but they were right there. They could have, should have won.
Coulda, shoulda.
I liked the Phillies yesterday, but I didn't have them. I don't think I have to look at my notes.
You gave them out on the one show, and you gave them out to the other team on the other show. That was the verdict in the YouTube comments. Was that you switched teams? I was not picking on Brian. I'm picking on the Phillies, who are one of the worst 3 teams.
Oh, you didn't know what it was. It was Chris Ruffalo that changed my mind. I started out the day on the Braves, and then he talked me into it. I'm not blaming him because I thought it was a good play, and he convinced me that I was on the wrong side of a free pick, and I changed my mind, and it wasn't. He convinced me. You know, he's red hot.
Stop picking on Ruffalo. Stop picking.
He's red hot, and I followed him.
Bully. Brian's a bully.
I had to look into it to see if I made a mistake, how that happened. But that's what happened. He talked me into it. It was a good play, and it didn't win.
Look at Brian bullying Ruffalo. This is what they say about me. It's like, look at Brian just bullying Ruffalo on the show. Such a bully.
You can practically see the speedometer on the bus picking up as I'm getting thrown under it.
God,
it's all good. I did like the Phillies in that one from just like a stat perspective, but yeah, when you drop fly balls like that, it's stats can be thrown out the window at that point.
It was one of those games where it's like I had the Braves, and that was my big play. You know, was the Braves, and I thought they thoroughly outplayed the Phillies most of the game. The Phillies had hung in there. They hit the big home run to tie it up. It was that quick, and the Braves came back, and you know it was a good game. There was a lot of lead changes in the game, so a lot of ebbs and flows, and been a lot of games like that recently in Major League Baseball. Of course, last night in the NBA, it was the Dallas Mavericks. I think Warriors just didn't look like they wanted it, right?
You would have thought they would have wanted it to end the series and rest up, but
yeah, part of me thinks they also wanted to win and play it at home, or win Game 5 at home. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't think so. I'm not a big believer in that. I think in professional sports, you want to win it and close it out, get the hell out of there. It's like, I want to win it at home. It's like you don't get the choice to pick and choose.
Yeah.
It's not
But
like
the fans don't care.
Yeah. It's not like they're winning the title. It's just moving on to the next round.
Anyways, speaking of the NHL, we've got Calgary Flames on the brink now by Edmonton after last night's win. And for today's action, I think it's starting to wind down, right? I mean, we're starting to see the wind down in the NHL, just like we're seeing in the NBA, and teams are going home, and it'll all be over soon. But it's the Avalanche minus 240 favorites here, Chris, up against the St. Louis Blues. I haven't seen a St. Louis Blues game personally since Brett Hull played. So whatever year that was, that was the last time I've seen the Blues, is when he was on the Blues. So I know he played for other teams after that. So that's how long
early
it's been.
90s.
I was going to say like early to mid 90s.
Yeah, he had a good run, and we had a good run together.
Yeah, this team is as talented. The problem is right now they're missing their best goaltender in Jordan Binnington's taken out by Nazem Kadri in I think it was game 2, and but the Blues haven't been the same since. And I flip flopped on the side because you'd think maybe the Blues want to step up and show some heart in what could be their last game of the season. On the flip side, the Avs have been the far better team since Binnington went down. I'm looking at the over 6.5. I think for this one, we've seen a bunch of goals regardless who gets the win in this series, and I think if it's Husso again, which it looks like it will be, I think the Avs could pop a few here, and I expect the Blues to respond in kind and try to give themselves a shot to keep this series alive. But I love the over 6.5 here.
So since I know nothing about hockey, I gave out a pick on the Betting Tools show today. My 7 free picks in 5 minutes, which is also, kind of a betting tool show. I gave out Sheen over. Is that his name?
Riley Sheen.
Sheen over
Sheen.
One half of Shen.
Wait, Shen. Sorry.
Shen.
Yeah.
Over one half of an assist.
Possible. I mean, we see a lot of defensemen, especially if he's on. I think he's on one of the top power play units as well. So if St. Louis gets a power play and gets their special teams out there, Shen could definitely be in line for a point.
Well, here's where he is. He's had an assist in 4 of the last 5 games, so 80% clip, and you're getting plus 165 on your money on this prop at DraftKings.
That's not bad at all.
So that's why I gave it out. It's a value play.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people are expecting the Avs to thoroughly dominate this game tonight, but I don't know if it's. I don't expect the Blues to go down quietly, and I think Shen could be a good value play, like you said, for an assist, especially if the Blues power play gets out there.
You guys can see it. I put it on the board right here. I'll cover myself with it instead of these guys, but you guys can see it right here. I caught this from the betting tools today. 165. There was a few other ones, too, that were like this. And they're with him in general. A lot of big on these props. So why not? I think over 2.5 shots is like the same thing. Brian, any thoughts on tonight's game outside of Shen?
Well, to me, the number really looks like they're begging you to take Colorado. But as far as totals go, I think I'm going to go the opposite way of Chris and lean towards the under. Husso, his numbers for the season aren't bad, and I know that his goals against average in the last game wasn't up to par, but this is do or die here for St. Louis, and that's 6.5. I think it's a shade high. So for me, I'm going to go with the under 6.5. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 4-2, 3-2 contest tonight. Under 6.5 for me.
I mean, right. I was gonna say I would have thought it would have been 6.5, but then you saw that flurry in the second period in game 4, and I think it completely flipped the series on its head. So we'll see.
Theo Fleury,
Mick Fleury.
Now watch, Chris is gonna talk me into the over here. By the end of the day, he'll use his charm on me and get me on the over here.
Brian will be bashed on YouTube again.
You know, I give out so many. That was a total act. You know, and I'm a lot. You know, he convinced me. He talked. I very rarely do I change my position on a game, but he talked me into it.
I deleted that comment, but I should have put on the comment, "Stop picking on Brian." That should have been my reply. Stop picking on Brian.
God.
Brian, what are you selling today?
Well, I'm going for 3 consecutive winning days. Hopefully, I can crank out another one. I got my Wednesday Warzone 3-pack. It includes my best bets in NHL, NBA, and Major League Baseball. 3 best bets for $40 at pickdogs.com. Don't forget, if you don't have YouTube Premium or VIP, now's the perfect time to sign up.
Chris?
Yeah, and I got my $15 MLB pickoff play again. Giants made me sweat. You want to talk about an ebb and flow and roller coaster of emotions. But for me, it was that Giants game last night. But, you know, we managed to hit it. Now we got another one under our belt. And I got that. And I have my MLB triple play. The pickoff play is in that package as well if you're looking to get a couple of extra bonus plays. Got that for $39.95 for the 3-pack, or, you know, $15 for the MLB pickoff play.
I really hate today's card. All I have is my $15 big play up. I'm going to put up a pick in tonight's NBA game as well, and that'll be it. But I think it's bettable, but not in a premium pick bettable way. You know, I don't love today's card, and I'm not going to chase it. I don't need to. You know, I don't need to do that.
No, you were 4-0 yesterday, weren't you?
I don't know. I definitely won my big play though with the Braves.
I think you were 4-0.
I had the Cubs. I had the Cubs. I had the Rays on the run line, Toronto Blue Jays, and the Braves. So 4 with a plus 155 in there. Take it. I graciously accept.
I don't think it's the best card, but I think there's a few gems in there.
One thing you will say about Brian, though, about here, you know, in all fairness, he never says, "Oh, you were 0-9 yesterday." He never does that. It's more complimentary. Chris Ruffalo's on top of the leaderboard.
He is. He's been on top for a good number of days. I don't know the exact number. At least 5.
That's what she said.
I've been waiting for that's what she said from you for, God, 6 years now. I'm so glad I finally got it. Yeah, just trying to take it day by day, keep the run going. Won't last forever, but ride it while I can. That's what she said.
Tell you that Giants game, went to bed last night, and the Giants were up big, and I thought, okay, this is an easy one. I can go to bed.
Oh,
that's what she said.
What happened in that game? Jesus Christ.
You know, it was just a collapse by Tyler Rogers. He gave up seven earned runs, and then it was 11-8. Jock Peterson hit his.
He stinks. I'm sorry, he stinks.
Jock Peterson hit his 3rd home run of the game to McCovey Cove. Then the Mets took the lead off a triple and then a sac fly in the top of the 9th, and then Edwin Diaz just melted down with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th.
Do you ever, like when Tyler Rogers pitches, you ever just feel like, you know, going out to the mound, just give him a little shove like this? This guy's just leaning down into that weird,
Okay, who's worse, Rogers or Melanson?
Melanson's much worse. Rogers has been pretty solid.
I think I just gave Mitch a conundrum here.
No, Rogers terrible. Terrible. But Melanson is the closer. I'd say Melanson's worse. I'd say Rogers is if he was in the closer role, would be worse. It's just that Melanson usually comes in more meaningful situations.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, speaking of meaningful situations, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates here against the Colorado Rockies. We got Dylan Bundy against Ronny Garcia in Minnesota. The Twins are minus 200 everyday team now. They're kind of the Dodgers. Crazy odds on the board today. Jakob Yunis up against Thomas.
Let Brian go for that one.
Zapucki?
Zapucki. Like
Zapucki?
Yeah. Boy.
I heard that. Oh, shit.
All right, Brian, what do you think of these three?
Oh, this is a tough group in here, but I think I'm going to take the Detroit Tigers as bad as they are because I don't see Dylan Bundy as minus 200. I know the Twins are rock solid, but if you look at Garcia's numbers, this is just a bullpen start. So he's only going to go 2 or 3 at tops, and then you got the Tigers bullpen. I think Bundy could get touched up by the Tigers. I think with plus 1.5, it's lean to Detroit. It's not anything I'm selling my house to bet. And then the Giants and Mets with Mr. Junis on the mound. I'm going to trust him. And he's been solid 1-1, 2.70 ERA, a 1.01 WHIP. Giants got a little momentum after last night. I'll take New York. I'll take San Francisco here on the money line.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna lean towards the Twins on the run line. I don't like doing that with Dylan Bundy, but the Twins 15-3 in their last 18 as a home favorite, and all of Bundy's struggles recently have come on the road. In his 2 home starts this year, he's thrown 10 shutout innings. So I think if we can get Bundy to throw a decent outing, could hold the Tigers down and get the Twins a win on the run line. And I'm with Brian. I like the Giants as well. That game last night ended about 1:30 a.m. Eastern, 10:30 local time. And this is a quick turnaround for a Mets team that gave up the most runs in franchise history in a loss. And I think that's going to be a bit of a hangover here. Sapucky, he gave up 6 runs in 3 2/3 in his lone appearance last year. And I think the Giants could get to him here. Eunice, whatever we call him.
Jakob Eunice.
Jakob. And the Mets head home after this one to face the Phillies.
Yeah. And I just think Junis, he's benefiting from a change of scenery, and he's a different pitcher than what we saw in Kansas City. So I think the Giants get the win there.
Jakob Eunice. I like the over in that Mets Giants game. In fact, I think I should have put that in as a premium pick. I really like it. I think I will put it as a premium. Zach Thompson, not for me. No bueno. It's a bad game, too. I like the over in that one. And maybe today's just a total day, and maybe that's why the card got away from me. Maybe it just is this is the type of day where you play the totals. But,
I think Zach Thompson's the better option.
I'm not going to not bet. That's not going to happen. I mean, it's like, just bet one game. I mean, we all know that's not going to happen, right? It's like, what I'll do is practice prudent money management. Well, I only use 2% in my spreadsheet bankroll. It's like, you're on the wrong channel. It's like, I'm going to bet and I'm not going to apologize for it. It's the way it's going to happen, generally. Yeah. I love filling out job application. When you go to somewhere and you have to fill out your occupation. That occupation. It's like, Chris, what do you put down as occupation?
I don't know. No.
Yeah, I haven't filled out an application in
over
a decade.
You bought a house recently, right? So you had to say something.
Yeah.
You had to say something.
Yeah, I think I put freelance content writer or something like that. But it was all my fiance's money that she's the breadwinner around here.
Okay.
She takes care of me.
All right. I will unapologetically, degenerately gamble. Got the Dodgers taking on the Washington Nationals. Ooh, Eric Fede is pitching, Brian. He's got your Fede jersey out. Robbie Ray up against Paul Blackburn in Seattle. And in San Diego, I think this is a good one. San Diego Padres against Milwaukee Brewers. Yu Darvish and Aaron Ashby. These are the games that, I tell you what, if I was going to add more premiums as well, this would be a spot where I could see a couple as well. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I'm a Brewer guy. I've been backing him, but I think today's the day to hop on the Padres. I like Yu Darvish. He hasn't been dominant, but at home I'll trust him. Ashby, he doesn't go deep in the games. Is he like a 4-inning guy? I don't know what his average
I think he might
start
be
is.
less than that.
Yeah, he doesn't go deep. And Dodgers Nationals, I'm going to go with my play dedicated to Al Nino. So I'm going to take the Dodgers minus 1.5 here. I just Now, you were right.
One.
Nationals
It's got to be
got
-1, Brian. Got to be -1.
No, I can't do that even when I'm dedicating a pick to him. I'll take the -1.5 here. I think the Dodgers blow him out again.
Yeah, it was bad yesterday. Boy, we got the Trey Turner home run prop. I hit yesterday.
You're really on fire yesterday. You better bottle that. And then
that's why I only have one pick today because it's a dust storm. Well, it's a light dust storm.
Oakland and Seattle. Somehow I missed that on when I was looking at plays today. I really would like to be on Oakland plus the 1.5. Blackburn's just been consistently good. Robbie Ray, he's not Sandy Koufax out there, so I think Oakland can keep it competitive.
If he was Sandy Koufax, well, he'd be Sandy Koufax. That's for damn sure. Chris?
I like the Dodgers on the run line as well. I think this is maybe a spot to take a year feed too. I think we can get some early action between these two. Excuse me. And I like the San Diego Padres as well. The Padres won Darvish's last 6 starts, 4-1 on the year, so maybe he's actually pitching better than what we're used to seeing from Darvish. And I'm not much of an Aaron Ashby guy myself either, so I think the Padres get the job done there and at a decent price too.
What kind of Ashby are you? If you're not an Aaron Ashby guy. Andy Ashby?
Former Phillies prospect Andy Ashby. That's his father, probably.
Could be. We could check his Wikipedia page and really find out. You really go underneath the hood on this one.
I'm pretty sure in that one.
All right. It's the only Ashbys there are. I don't know. I'm going to go for the Washington Nationals. I just like Eric Fetty. It's just my guy. Urias has been a big disappointment. And the Nationals are a team that, like I said the other day, jump up and bite you. I like him here. I'm on Darvish too. Anyone that's associated with ex-Phillies prospect probably is just pretty much a nothing to me, a non-entity. And Paul Blackburn against Robbie Ray, way too much value there to pass up on Oakland. Those are my picks. Anyways, we move on to the next set of games. Cincinnati Reds versus the Chicago Cubs. Tampa Bay Rays, Miami Marlins, New York Yankees up against the Baltimore Orioles. Chris?
Yeah, I liked Baltimore at plus 1.5, but that was last night when the line opened at minus 200. And I see everybody sort of backing off at JP Sears, and we're starting to see a real sort of reflection of the pitching matchup here. I still think I might take a shot with the Orioles. They were close last night. They took the Yankees extra innings, just fell short, and I think Alexander Wells has a chance to pitch a solid outing here. He's pitched 2 good outings against the Yankees already this season, just hasn't come through with it, and with the win there. So I give you the Baltimore Orioles there, and I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Reds. I like Luis Castillo. Not a fan of Kyle Hendricks on the road, even though he did have a good road start in his last appearance away from home. So I think he gets beat up here by the Reds at Great American Ballpark. So give me Cincinnati in that one.
Brian?
Yeah, it's hard for me not to go with my guy Luis here on the mound. He's off a solid start, and Hendricks got blown up. I think he gave up 7 runs last start. You don't see the Cincinnati Reds laying minus 140 very often. Doesn't scare me off. Baltimore Orioles plus 1.5. I'll back them, but I do like JP Sears, the Yankees. He's been consistently good in the minors. 1.25 ERA over 21 2/3 innings pitched. I think it'll be a close game, but I think the Orioles can pull it out. They've been on the run line 26-18 on the year. So I like Baltimore plus 1.5.
I like Baltimore on the run line as well. 5-0 on the run line versus the Yankees in their last 5. No reason to get off of that chip. And boy, this Cubs-Reds game, I just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So
You're a closet Cubs fan.
I was yesterday. The only thing is the two games, the Blue Jays and the Cubs, I was going to give them both out run line as well, but I thought 3 run lines was a little excessive for my picks. But they all would have hit. So would the +1.
-1.
+1. Gotta have the +1. It's kind of like the it's kind of like the wedding invitation. It's like +1. You're my +1. It's like when I invited a friend, to come to. I got invited to the rehearsal dinner, and then I invited a friend to come with me. And it's like, and they're like, "Well, who is this?" I'm like, "This is my +1." It's like, "You're my +1." It's like, how in the hell could you have a +1? It's like, they're my +1. I was already the +1. Happens. Anyways, White Sox, Red Sox, Astros, Guardians of the Galaxy, Angels versus Rangers. That was a push on that 8 total yesterday on that Rangers-Angels game. Noah Syndergaard. Chris, White Sox bounce back here?
Not sure if that's the case. Probably they do, but I like the over 7.5 better in that game. I think we have 2 pitchers in Giolito who is capable of getting teed off on. I don't know if the Red Sox do it 2 days in a row, but I think it's more about the White Sox against Rich Hill, who's 5-inning guy at best, and even in those 5 innings, he's capable of giving up 4 or 5 runs himself. So if the starters don't get us there, I think the bullpens will. I like the over 7.5 there. And I also like the under 8.5 between the Guardians and the Astros. Cal Quantrill and Christian Javier, 2 pitchers that have pitched fairly well as of late, but they're also 2 pitchers that haven't gotten a ton of run support from their respective offenses in the last couple of games. Things could be the same thing here, whether it's a pitcher's duel or just the offense ends up being so bad the pitching looks really good. I think it could be 3-2 or 4-2 here. So give me the under 8.5 in that one.
So, would you rather lose 18-4 or 16-2 or whatever the case may be, or would you rather lose in the bottom of the 9th inning when your center fielder drops a routine pop fly? I mean, that's really what this comes down to.
I don't know if I can put one over the other.
I'd rather just get blown out and get it over with. Go get a sandwich.
No, instead you got to bring pitchers. You got to bring a bunch of different pitchers in and waste your arms.
You don't have to. You could. You could. You don't have to.
White Sox are just terrible. They're pathetic. I like the White Sox yesterday. They really
21-20, while the other team is 20-23 with a much higher payroll.
They both are freaking.
No, one's a playoff team and the other is going to be watching again on television.
Well, that's because the Phillies playing a tougher division than the White Sox. Phillies have the Braves and the Mets. And the Miami Marlins, which are
the Braves have the same record as the Phillies.
All right. I wish the White Sox and Phillies played. I'll have to look.
Who do you like in the slot, Brian?
I'm gonna take the Boston Red Sox and Rich Hill. I like Lucas Giolito. I think he has a really good performance today. But the White Sox, you can't trust them, and this is a high juice line. If I'm going to lay any juice in this one, I'll take the +1.5 of Boston. And the Phillies and Braves are in this time slot too, right? I believe. If so, I'm going to take the Philadelphia Phillies plus the 1.5. Charlie Morton has starting to come into form as he's not a fast starter, but his last few starts have been consistently good. I just think the Phillies and Braves is going to be a highly contested affair. I think it stays within a run.
I like the over in the Braves-Phillies game. I just think that both these pitchers are really not at their best. I like that was in the last slot, wasn't it? Braves-Phillies. Anyways,
if I did, I missed it. I should have.
I might have actually glossed over it. I like the over in that game though. I think it goes over within the first 5 innings. I think the White Sox come back with a fury here. I like them on the -2.5 here against the Red Sox. Let's see what else. They pound left-handed pitching. Pound it. And then I also like the over in this Angels-Rangers game at 8.5. I think you got Detmers and Glenn Otto. You just have a very special situation where you have a pitcher's ballpark in the dead ball era, which we could see 15 to 17 runs. I'm gonna go for Walsh to hit a home run in that game too. While I'm there. No snarky comments, no dirty looks.
I was gonna say there's too many people making love to the over here, but that's just me.
All right, well, I'm one of them. Anyways, we move on.
Come here over.
Wow, Brian. I didn't expect that out of you. Stop picking on me. Anyways,
he's going right for the throat.
Yeah, he's just picking on me the whole show. He's such a bully. I'm just scared to say anything. I'm just scared to say anything. That's how I am on this show. Look at Brian. He's scared to say anything because Mitch bullies him around. I love reading the YouTube comments. Oh, did I get a really good one about the White Sox-Red Sox game? This was the best. I picked the White Sox in the video, right? They lost like by 100 or whatever. So some guy after the game, right, comes by and he's just the hero of all heroes, you know? It's like, I'm the low-life piece of crap, you know, because I lost a free pick that I gave out. Of course, I don't know, Brian, what was it, 4-0 yesterday in the premium picks, plus I gave out the home run prop on the VIP show and gave out the Cubs, right, on the VIP show too. And, you know, but because I missed a free pick, right, a piece of garbage, because you're a cheapskate, too cheap to buy the premium picks. I suck. Thanks.
Who would thought Dylan Cease would look that bad yesterday?
I put it this way, I didn't bet them. You know, I didn't bet them. No way.
I like the White Sox yesterday.
I liked them, but I didn't like love them.
The price was too high to love them. But
the problem is when you have the guts to give out picks and to do shows and to do stuff like that, you just make yourself an easy target, right? And it's the people that don't have the guts to put their picks out there, you know, those are the ones that come by afterwards. We call them your mama. Anyways, move on to the Heat versus Celtics game, right? It's like, I'm telling my mom. It's like, you know, I love and people are always like, oh, you're always, you know, say all these things about people. I think there's nothing better than punching a bully right in the nose. You know, I mean, nothing better. Cyber bully, any of those guys, punch him right in the nose. You know, and not literally, of course. I'm not a fighter, but just, you know, you hit them the same way they hit you, but better. Anyways, Ruffalo, go to Miami. Got the Miami Heat taking on the Boston Celtics. Boy, this series, it's the public is just on the wrong side of it every single game so far. It's just when the public's all over the Celtics, it's all Heat. When the public's all over the Heat, it's all Celtics, right? I mean, the books are probably feasting on this thing. They are probably just sitting back by the pool over at the Bellagio smoking a stogie if it's not a dust storm and the internet doesn't work. They're probably in good shape over there, but Stevie Mack said he'll punch them. Well, you're free to do that. Anyways, yeah, it's not a matter of affording the premium or not affording the premium. I don't care about that. I just say if you have picks to give out, we give you the platform and the forum to do so. And I never once said I get every pick right. You know, never once. You know, never. Never said anything remotely close to that. In fact, it wasn't even me that said I had a 4-0 day yesterday. It was Brian, I don't even know. They all run together. Anyways, Brian, what do you think about this game in Miami?
I think it's going to be a bare knuckle brawl here. I mean, we saw it stay easily under the total in the last game, but I think we're going to see a better offensive performance from the Heat. But I still think it's the first team to 95 wins it contest. And, you know, Miami has one of the best head coaches in basketball. I'm sure he's going to have a game plan drawn up for this one. So I'm comfortable with his under, even though it's at 203 and a half, is it? 204. I think that some people might be worried that that's not enough points, but I think it's easily stays under.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a game for me that I'm sort of waiting on the injury report to sort of sort itself out. Because if there's no Tyler Hero, I'd maybe lean towards the Celtics because I think that whoever you put in to replace Hero probably not going to be able to be have as much of a substantial impact as, you know, if Hero was in the lineup. I think Hero's one of the best sixth men and shooters in the league. So if he can't go,
I think if Victor Oladipo maybe sees some more quality minutes that he can't fill in for Tyler Hero.
He could, but I think Hero just makes more of an impact from an offensive perspective, and considering how the Heat performed in Game 4, I think they need all the help they can get offensively to sort of bounce back. So I don't know. I'm with Brian though. I think my stronger play is on the under here. I think this is first to 100 wins, and unders this postseason have been really profitable. So I think the under's for me to play here.
Well, it's 3 to the under. That's normally a death sentence. So I'm on the under as well. I think this one's just going to be super, super physical. I think that, this is the game where the guys who are not the, I don't think it's decided by Jimmy Butler and Jason Tatum. I think this one is decided by everybody else. And
I think the only chance for the over comes if it's an overtime game. I think then you'd have a chance for an over. But for me, that's it.
Yes, Jimmy Butler's trash. He carried his team on his back to the NBA Finals the last time they were there. Just terrible. Trash.
It's what have you done for me lately? If he comes out and scores 35 tonight, then he'll be the
I don't
man.
think that's his role on this team.
No. I mean, Jimmy Butler's a defensive. He's a Swedish. What do you call it? One of those knives with all different kinds
Swiss
of.
Army knife.
Swiss Army knife. He does all kinds of different stuff.
Swedish Army knife's the one that goes bork 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 when you open it.
Yeah, that's Swedish. Yeah.
Isn't it shaped like a meatball?
You buy it at IKEA for $5.
It's like
It's the Bloken floor.
the Swedish plan is the Swedish plan, just like the Swedish website plan. It's like, how about this? We slap some lipstick on it. It looks good when you see it in the showroom, and then when you take it home, it's just a box of crap that you got to try and spend 4 hours to put together.
So when we got the quick unrelated story, we got the house. We went and bought like a bunch of stuff at IKEA. We probably had to return about 3 boxes of broken furniture because Tara hulked up and broke half of it because she was trying to put it together and the pieces broke off.
We have the box, and like most of the furniture we buy comes, that's the piece of furniture. But anytime there's anything that needs to be put together or installed, we have the bag of extra parts. It is like we had like one of those giant gallon, bags of just like extra screws and washers. It's got like 17 Allen wrenches in it. It's just the bag of extra parts. It's like, it's always like, what is this? That's extra. She's like, what do you mean?
Usually
extra?
a good test of a relationship, building the furniture together is usually a good test.
We generally don't buy furniture that's like that because of that. We have the extra. I put in a ceiling fan like when we were dating. It was like, what is this? It's extra. My wife's shaking her head over here. She knows it's true.
You got the grocery bag with the gas tank or the gas can full of nuts, bolts, and Allen keys.
Oh, man. Anyways, speaking of nuts, bolts, and Allen keys, time for the parlay segment of the show. What do you got?
Well, for me, I got the Miami Heat, Boston Celtics under. I believe that might be the best free play on the board, combined with the Cincinnati Reds on the money line. And I'm going to team that up with the Baltimore Orioles on the run line as well.
And for mine, I'll go with the Minnesota Twins on the run line. The over 8.5 between the Chicago Cubs and Cincinnati Reds, and the over 7.5 between the Boston Red Sox and Chicago White Sox.
For me, I like a lot of totals today, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I give out plenty of sides, and I just think it's a total day. I like the over in the Nationals-Dodgers game. I like the over first 5 innings and the Yerfy. I'm going to parlay all those up with the over in the Mets-Giants game, which is going way over. And then I'm going to put that with the under in the A's-Mariners game. That's my parlay. I also got that home run prop, Walsh, for the Angels. And I think that you could probably put a Cubs Reds kicker on the under there as well with it. That's it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Anything else you guys want to say? Since I never let you say anything and never let you talk, I just bully you around.
You guys make sure you pick up the YouTube Premium VIP plans. Definitely.
Pick up that YouTube Premium and VIP. You pick it up. If you know what's good for you.
You can pick up what we're putting down.
Pick up.
And make sure you pick up Ruffalo's pack today because he's red hot.
You pick up what Ruffalo's putting down. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. It's been fun. Appreciate each and every one of you. Make it a winning day. See you tomorrow.